Hey guys, what's up? It's iPenguinPat here, and today we're going to be talking about the 2021 Forge Bowl event. Now, this thing just ended in beta about a week ago, and we had a chance to check out and see what is coming down the line after this winter event. And the Forge Bowl has always been one of my favorite events because I've always liked the rewards, and it got even better when they added the coaches last year. So we'll talk about that real quick, and then we'll get into the rewards. So if you're not familiar with how this event works, basically you are passing downfield and you're trying to score touchdowns. And it's just like pretty much all of the other events. It's like the soccer event or like the cherry event. You're just using currency to go down a field. Very straightforward. Now, the one really cool twist that they added last year, and it is one of my favorite parts of this event, is they added these coaches. And what these coaches do is they basically give you an additional buff for when you are selecting the different players. And really, there's absolutely no reason that you should ever spend your currency without using the ultimate coach. In a second, I'll go ahead and scroll down to the bottom and show you why that is. Basically, the coaches just make it so much better. Like, you just get so many more daily prizes by doing this. You get the extra yard per play, so you complete more touchdowns. Granted, that's actually not even that important in this event, but that extra 5% chance to win a daily special is huge, right? I mean, it's huge. Chance to win double points towards the league table. I guess that's cool enough. The thing is that the selection kits aren't that great. That's not even the daily prizes are really the gem of this event. So I'm not really even that big on that. And then 3% to double the rewards. So these are all really great things. Now, if you're not going to spend diamonds, which would be crazy, you can pick each one of these coaches and they last, I guess it's for 24 hours. Honestly, I've never even done it without spending the diamonds because it's just such a no-brainer that you just trust me on this. It's worth it. Last year, I think it was 150 diamonds. I assume it's the same. Just do it. Trust me on this. It is like, go and mow some lawns and buy 300 diamonds if you have to. Sell some, friendship bracelets. I don't care, but make sure that you can spend the diamonds for that. So the big thing is, and here, let me show you why. When you look at this on the cost for daily special with the boost, you can see that it is so much lower, right? Here you look, and without the boost, you're looking at 750, right? Here you're looking at 410. That is it's so much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. It's nuts. So just, yes, do the ultimate coach. That is like the one definite takeaway because the daily prizes for this event are so good. All right, now, look, see, there you go. It's 150, so it's still the same. Okay, so let's talk about the grand prize first, and then we'll jump into the daily prizes. Because the grand prize is, obviously, it's the new thing that they've added this year. It's this Terracotta Vineyard, and basically you've got one main building, and then you can chain link a whole bunch of these extra things in front of the building. And this building has disappointment written all over it if you're a fighter, specifically if you're a fighter. And the main reason why is that this 8% attack for 10 squares it's just not kept up with the rest of the buildings that have been coming out. I mean, the winter bakeries also were kind of bogus, but if you go back before that, the summer event, the fall event, the Halloween event, those buildings were just amazing fighting buildings. So the bakeries and now this Terracotta Vineyard are really huge letdowns if you're a fighter. However, if you are in one of these other two categories, these are actually really good. One, if you are a brand new player and you're just trying to get built up and be able to do stuff, one of the better things about this event is that each of these prizes comes as a daily special. So you have the ability to really rapidly increase your attack or really rapidly increase your forge point collection in a single event. Here you can increase by 8%, whether it's your attack boost or your defense boost for an attacking army, or you can get an extra extra 4 forge points. And this is like, the extra 4 forge points is completely broken for a brand new player. That's a 0.4 per square multiplier, right? And if you are one of those goobers that build a blue galaxy, you can get just absolutely crazy blue galaxy collections with this thing. Now, based off of my general rule of thumb, I say expect to only get about 10 grand prizes or daily prizes per event. But in this case, you should actually, because if you do use the Ultimate Coach, you could actually look at getting closer to like 15 or 20 of the daily prizes. If you get 15 or 20 of these 4 forge points, that is a gigantic boost as a new player. So just passing this out, just saying as a brand new player, this is excellent. Now, one thing I will point out is that the wiki is actually wrong on this. This says grapevines, and these are not actually grapevines. This is the lavender lawn that gives you the forge points. I don't know. The people who keep up the wiki do a really great job, so I can't fault them. But hey, if you are the one in charge of this wiki, you might want to update it because the link in the title for the lavender lawn is mistaken. Okay, so let's move along now that we've talked about that. Actually, you know what? Let's jump over. We'll jump over to our daily prizes. That's what we're going to do. So actually, we'll look at the grand prizes for 1 second. So as you score touchdowns, which means you complete the length of the field, all you get are the Terracotta Vineyard upgrades. And the Terracotta Vineyard's decent. It's not horrible, but it's not great either. Let's pull it up just so that you can see what we're talking about here. So here you've got a 5x3, and at the max level it makes 8 forge points. So you've got 15 squares, 8 forge points. That's really good forge point per square. There's no attack on this thing, so that's really the big thing that hurts this from being a really nice building. But I do really like the amount of forge points that you're getting from this. It's that, in that sense, it's really solid. And then you have the 4 different things that we spoke about. So when we look here at the touchdown rewards, it's all about that Terracotta Vineyard. Unlike the fall event where you were getting the selection kits, this doesn't have the selection kits as part of the grand prize. So I'm not really wild about the grand prizes. Frankly, a lot of that is going to just be antique dealer fodder for you to just sell off and get more antique coins. Okay, let's move on. Now, here is the big gem of this event, and that is the daily prizes. First of all, because with that Ultimate Coach and the buff that you get from the Ultimate Coach, you're going to get a lot more daily prizes from this event than you do from most other events, making it a really good event to spend diamonds on if you care about the daily prizes only and you're not worried about the grand prize. Now, let's just look at the stuff here because there's some really good ones. All right, first of all, you've got the Olympic Treasury. The Olympic Treasury was the prize from last year, and it gave defense for attacking army. It was one of the first buildings to give defense for an attacking army, and it was really good for that. And on top of that, it gave a really good population boost. I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet in a minute, but for now, I'm just going to talk about it, and then we'll jump over to that. So this building, if you need defense for your attacking army, is excellent. And if you are the type of player that stacks population because you build a bunch of goods buildings in the early ages, or you build a bunch of barracks in the later ages, there's that extra added benefit of the extra population you get. As with pretty much every event that's been coming out, you've got your Sentinel Outpost and your Sentinel Outpost upgrades. So those are obviously really great. That's the most efficient building on a per square basis of any building for attack or defense. So I love these things. Those are extra good if you need to build that up. We have the Colossus Selection Kit. Now, the Colossus came out, I guess it was like 2 years ago. And when it came out, it was just wow. It was really when we first started to see power creep really just crank up. And it was really good. Now it's kind of meh. It's good, but it's still kind of meh. So it is what it is. We have the Altar Garden selection kits, and I really like these a lot. Your attack per square is very good. When you do the Altar of Artemis, you don't have to have a whole bunch of prizes in order to get this. It's only a 6 square building, so they're easy to fit in. So I do see that one as a really strong prize. Then we have the Winners Plaza Selection Kit. This was introduced earlier in 2020, and the Winners Plaza is one of the highest attack per square of any building in the game. So the level 2, that is. So that is a really good option as well. And then finally, you have the various additions that tack on to the Terracotta Village. So whether you want the Cypress Pass or the Lavender thing, which does the Forge Point. So yeah, there's that Lavender Lawn. So like this thing is rich. There are so many good daily prizes. It's just crazy. Now, the one thing that is missing from this event that you may notice is that I don't see Wishing Well on here, and I don't see Wishing Well shrink kits on here. And frankly, that is kind of a big bummer, because when I was thinking about this event, I was like, oh man, this is actually an event that I may complete the quest lines on my Wishing Well worlds. I haven't done quests on my Wishing Well worlds in forever, because I just am past that right now. And I was like totally pumped, because I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to get like another 10 or 20 Wishing Wells in each of my Wishing Well worlds. And then blah, it's not here. So a little bummed about that. But everything else, all the other amazing prizes, I mean, there are legitimately 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. I mean, there's so many good daily prizes in this event. It's awesome. All right, so here we are to my spreadsheet of madness. And this is basically, I put this spreadsheet together as a way of, first of all, looking at all the different buildings that are available in the game. And then second of all, when you start reaching the end game and you start having to decide, all right, I'm starting to have to take out buildings to put in other buildings that are better. I realize that if you're a brand new player, this is a really foreign idea. But for players who've been playing for a year or 2 years or 3 years or however long, or if you choose not to age up, right, so you're very limited on space, then this starts to become a really big thing, and you're really trying to optimize on a per square basis. And what I did here, I've got a couple of different really valuable comparisons to look at. One is looking at the attack per square. And when I say attack per square, that means the attack and the defense per square. So like, for example, on the Olympic Treasury, on the SAB level, and keep in mind that all of these are for SAB, you will have to check and cross-reference at your specific age if you're not in SAB to see what the building value is. But in this case, it's 26. But that's all defense for attacking army. I still rate it at 26 because it's 26. That gives us a way of comparing the value of this building versus another building. And then just as kind of to give you another point of reference, if you were to take, say, the House of Horrors Wolf, which gave some attack and some defense for attacking army, I added those together for the calculation. So here you see that was 28 because you get 14 and 14 if you're in SAB. Okay. So then, just for those who are curious, you also have to look at the fact that some of these buildings are connected by road. Sentinel Outpost, they don't need road, so you're not penalized by that. Buildings that require road, that kind of penalizes you because it takes up more space. It effectively increases the size of the building. Okay, and then the last thing I did, this total equivalency, all that's about is I am a population hoarder, and a lot of people that I teach about fighting, we build lots of barracks, and as you get into higher ages, you need lots of population to build those barracks. So there's a point where you have to start balancing, saying, all right, well, does it make more sense for me to take out this building that gives attack and population? Or do I put in a straight population building and a straight attack building? What's going to be my best combination? And that's what this total equivalency number is. And a couple other things to look at here. The items needed and the attack per item. And that basically is just kind of showing you as far as ramping things up. And this is some of why I was saying how the Colossus is kind of a bummer at this point and a little bit of a letdown, is because you see for the amount of attack that you get per item on the Colossus, it's not very strong. You're only getting 1.5 attack per item. That's very weak at this stage of the game. It's been totally power crept out of relevancy. Whereas like when you start looking at the Terracotta Vineyard, and I was saying how if you were to choose the the Cypress Pass. That's the one that gives you 8% attack, and then there's one that gives you 8% defense. I can't remember what it's called. But if you go for those and you chain those, well, each one of those is giving you 8% per daily prize. And if you chain, say, 20 of those together, well, now the amount of value that you're getting on a per daily prize basis starts to get up there pretty high. It starts to be pretty good. So from that standpoint, even though on a per square basis those aren't as good, it's still very good on a per daily prize basis. And depending on where you are in the game, you might be looking for fast growth as opposed to maximizing your efficiency. And that's something that you're just going to have to figure out on your own. All right, so looking at the prizes that I mentioned, and I didn't highlight, there's their altar of Artemis. We'll highlight this one too, just so you can see it there. Okay, so as I look at these, this altar of Artemis, one downside of that is that your attack per item is not very good there, but our attack per square on some of these is really good. For the Olympic Treasury, you see here, you're getting a very good attack per square. Granted, that's defense for attacking army. Same thing here for your Winner's Plaza, also very good. One of the big differences between these is that the Winner's Plaza has no population. The Olympic Treasury provides population. So from my model of the game, that adds a lot of extra value on the Olympic Treasury because I value population, and the Winner's Plaza doesn't give me that. However, if you're swimming in population, then that's not necessarily a factor that you need to look at, and you can just focus on the attack per square plus road. The other thing is, if you're looking for the forge points, obviously this Olympic Treasury is going to give you forge points, whereas your Winner's Plaza does not give you forge points. And depending, again, on the stage of the game and where you're at, that might change which you decide to go for. Now, to me, the obvious choices, if you are an advanced player who's trying to max out, are going to be your Olympic Treasury and your Winner's Plaza selection kits, just because the amount of value that you get on a per item, per daily basis, per item basis is really solid. And what you get on a per square basis is also really solid. Okay. Granted, if you're completely out of space, Sentinel Outposts are always a safe bet too. And this is for Sentinel Outpost level 2. I should put that in there, make it clear there. Okay. All right. So I've rambled and whatnot. Here's the bottom line. The daily prizes on this event are no joke. They are so good, and you can go any direction. No matter what stage of the game you're in, there are really awesome daily prizes for you, and I would highly encourage you to go ahead, spend the 150 diamonds, and throw down for whatever daily prize it is that you decide to go for, because I genuinely think that this event is going to be a really big boost for a lot of players that are developing and growing up. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say about this event. I think it's pretty clear. The new grand prize, this Terracotta Vineyard, is definitely a letdown if you're a fighter. If you need forge points and you're first getting leveled up, it's actually pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty darn good. And then if you're a fighter, you've got so many other options. You don't even have to be sad. Your Olympic Treasury, your Winner's Plaza, your Sentinel Outpost, they're all excellent. If you need to finish out one of your altars, maybe go for 1 or 2 and then cut it off, you're set. All right, guys, that's all. If you liked this video, if it was helpful to you at all, hit the like button, subscribe, share, do the thing, and I will catch you guys later.